Hey everyone, welcome back to the Different Spectrums podcast. If you haven't listened to our show before, we have conversations around mental health and we dabble in humor.
A wee bit.
We also try to help people understand, identify, and normalize their emotions from movies and shows. Gross. Emotions. Ugh. Specifically, certain scenes. You've probably already watched these movies and shows, but we're going to use a different perspective, and one could say a different spectrum. That was the worst chicken noise I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, I didn't want to press the button. It's too loud.
How about you just do a chicken noise?
Rough.
Or just breathe heavily into the mic. That too.
I flirt with women.
Yeah, I wonder why you're single. And with that, I am your co-host for the show, Spencer. We're joined today with our licensed clinical therapist, ladies' man in his own mind. He's our he's our very own Nazir.
My own mind. I am the best. I'm a genie. I'm skinny. And I'm slim thick, though. In my mind. In real life, I'm dying of diabetes and I have no feet.
That's why you can't stand up. All right. All right.
I'm just like the nubby guy from SpongeBob.
Every time it's and then you fall over. So getting back on topic, today we're taking a look at a scene from the documentary series The Last Dance,
which I've seen all of.
Yes, we've seen all of it, all of not even half of an episode. It's really good.
Yep.
He's just the greatest basketball player of all time. It's fine. We're taking a look at a scene from episode 7. It's going to be the last few minutes. It's where we finally see the emotional side of Michael Jordan's competitiveness. We don't do a ton of sports shows and movies, but I thought that this would be a good one because you can finally, like, Michael Jordan definitely on the spectrum somewhere. Has to be. Work ethic is crazy.
OCD.
Yeah, very OCD. And then also he probably does things to push his teammates where some people probably say it goes a little bit too far. And as we're going to see in this clip, some of his teammates do say that they went too far, but for a price, right? He wants to win. I think this is a great scene. Like I said, you finally get to see an emotional side of Michael Jordan, which I never saw before, and it kind of shocked me when I first saw it when it aired. So, Nazir, anything before we get into the clip?
Just a valid scene to show you that he's a punk and soft, and the Pistons dominated him until we let him win a couple games. So this is why I didn't watch this.
The Detroit Pistons were rivals with the Chicago Bulls for a while, and then after the Bulls beat the shit out of them, then everybody retired and went their own merry way.
All right, well, just making sure we went to like a lot of championships, 1, 2, beat him and everybody else.
How many does Jordan have compared to
that? Was Pistons? After we retired. We were old.
I just want to know. We were old. Many.
We run out of
2,
knees.
3, 4, 5, 6.
And he got a couple of those with Pistons
2.
guys. So technically, we'll take the one from. Damn, I forgot his name.
Exactly. You don't even know. You don't even know what you're talking
so
about.
Those count as Pistons
why we don't do
anyways.
A sports show, folks.
Yeah.
This is why we don't do a sports show.
No. All right, let's get to the clip.
Yeah.
But we are going to hit some sports pods coming up, though. So This will be the first one of many. We're going to do Talladega Nights after this. We're going to try and do the Longest Yard. And then what was the other one that we're doing today? The Replacements is today. Yeah, so we're going to get to some funnies. So it should be, we're going to do the Little Giants. We're going to do a lot coming up in the coming months. So Let's get into it. You're going to get hit with the quick commercial to pay for us. Because we only get 10 cents for this commercial, but you're paying for something.
Money, money, money.
Money. Jesus.
Off the floor, he was going to be cordial. He was going to be accepting. He was going to be nice. But as a teammate, he had certain expectations.
Was he a nice guy? It couldn't have been nice. With that kind of mentality he had, you can't be a nice guy. He would be difficult to be around if you didn't truly love the game of basketball. He is difficult.
Through the years, you think that intensity has come at the expense of being perceived as a nice guy?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, winning has a price. And leadership has a price. So I pulled people along when they didn't want to be pulled. I challenge people when they don't want to be challenged. And I earned that right because my teammates came after me. They didn't endure all the things that I endured.
Michael Jordan is down in pain. Michael Jordan got taken out. He's hurt. And Jordan came down hard and is injured. So the Pistons have moved on, but you really got to feel for this man right here to be playing his heart out.
Once you join the team, you live at a certain standard that I played the game. And I wasn't going to take any less. Now, that means I had to go in there and get in your ass a little bit, and I did that. You ask all my teammates, the one thing about Michael Jordan was he never asked me to do something that he didn't fucking do. When people see this, they're going to say, well, he wasn't really a nice guy. He may have been a tyrant. Oh, well, that's you, because you never wanted anything. I wanted to win, but I wanted them to win and be a part of that as well. I don't have to do this. I'm only doing it because it is who I am. That's how I played the game. That was my mentality. If you don't want to play that way, don't play that way. Break.
All right. And we're back, folks. So,
back.
Just so a little context to the series as a whole, it's pretty much all about the Bulls' last dance. So they garnered about 6 championships within, I want to say, like 8 years, something like that, because 2 years Michael Jordan was retired. So it's all about the last time all of those teammates were together: Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Phil Jackson. Last time that they were all together. And so it's mainly, though, a story about Michael Jordan and kind of his achievements that he's just gone through the years. And came out right when right in the middle of the pandemic. Right around there. I'll be honest, it aired on TV first. It was like 2 episodes a night, so 10 episodes, like 2 a night. I was there for all of them every week. I was right there watching. Because for me, I grew up a huge Michael Jordan fan. Even though I'm from Minnesota, it's still one of those things where you just grow up watching somebody that great, and you get to, like, my dad would always act like he was Michael Jordan. He'd be like, Michael, as he, shot the ball in my face as I'm like 2 years old. It's fine. Felt great. And
Michael, little piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, kick me over. Also, Space Jam. That was my shit. And so seeing somebody this big and huge, like Michael Jordan, you just get a fascination over. And so I was tuned into this, and it was amazing to watch, to see all the different kind of backgrounds that he did for just getting those championships. All right, now getting into the scene itself. I chose this scene, like I said, because we can finally see the emotional connection that he has to the game of basketball and winning overall. If you don't know, Michael Jordan is super competitive. Like like he competes pretty much at everything that people don't even want to play certain sports with him or anything near him, because he'll
put
100% into it. Yeah, very intense. So Nazir, what are your thoughts on the scene? Coming from a Detroit fan.
I never heard of the guy, so I don't know. This is all new to me.
Who? Michael who?
I ain't never heard of that motherfucker, boys. Ain't even show him in Detroit.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know this fucking guy. I don't know who this Q2. I know LeBron.
Who's that Duncan Lambier again? What?
Oh, hold up now. I bet you Lambier trying to fight.
Yeah.
No, Lambier never really fought back. He just got his ass kicked a lot.
He did. Yeah, he fought. He
fought, but he never really won any fights. He usually just got trounced.
He punched Larry Bird like in the chest, like right here in the chest, and threw him down.
Oh, there you go. So he won one.
I don't know if he won. I mean, Larry Bird could fight too.
Yeah. Those were some hellish. The documentary on Bad Boys was like awesome to watch because of the fights.
That was a good one too.
They were going at the Celtics and all these teams. So Jordan, obviously a major rival of the Pistons and many other teams. Now I'm going to make a real quick pivot because it just happened today. My boy sent me this thing, Steven Jackson, that was playing on the Bobcats, and I was like a massive Bobcats fan when they had Gerald Wallace. I would play with him on 2K and just dominate dudes. I would literally pick Charlotte with him, Ajax, or Steven Jackson, and I would just like crush dudes, man. That was such a fun team to play with. And they'd be like, who is this dude? He was like a small forward of Ben Wallace. Loved it. So he's talking on someone else's podcast. He's like, bro, Jordan got so mad at us at the game, cussed us out, walked into practice, and the next day he's like, take off my fucking shoes. Like, I'm not, you don't even deserve to wear my Jordan shoes. Take them off. Hops on the second team, and their second string was actually pretty good. Hops on the second string team and then beats their ass. The first string was Gerald Wallace, Steven Jackson, and the other guys that were on that team. I think Tyrese Thomas was on there. It was actually a pretty loaded team. It was hilarious. He's like, bro, on a whole new level. And Jackson's like, hey, man, I respect it. I wasn't mad at the dude. Like, I wasn't pouting or nothing. I'm like, hey, he wants us to win. That was, I think, one of the first years that they made the playoffs, and like since they became a franchise. And then I don't think they ever made the playoffs after that because everyone went their separate ways.
Yeah, and they've been like they were one of the worst teams in the league for years and years.
And then that was when they had a decent squad, and then after that, everyone took off. I just thought it was funny because I just seen it today. So even Steven Jackson was like, man, fuck it. I mean, he's like that. It is what it is. He wants you to win, and you really don't throw no shade at him because he whooped our ass at 50 years old.
True.
They said he was like in church clothes, came out there and beat us down. I'm like, damn. All right, so the scene, intense scene of emotion right at the end there. I think maybe it looks like there was some shame and some guilt about that, about maybe how he treated others or how other people perceived him. But it looked like it was mostly an emotional connection to winning. So I would like to see some of the psychology about what it is, the winning that drives him so much. What is that necessity, the obsession? I'm sure it talks about it in the doc, so I might have to check that out. Now that I've got some free time, while I'm building these Legos and I'm finishing up these last couple shows that I haven't finished in a while. I just finished Atlanta, getting ready to finish Murders in the Building. Like, I'm finishing a lot of stuff right now. While doing Legos. Super nerdy, I know. So I'll probably get to this too. Ton of emotion right there. And so that doesn't mean it's sadness, though. That could just be like pure passion. If she's like, if you don't want it, then fuck you. So I can see him visualizing and imagining, and him just touching winning, that feeling of winning, and what it means to him and his personality, his essence. There was so much emotion that he cried. That's what he got overwhelmed. So I feel like a lot of folks that are autistic, like ourselves, sometimes we get overwhelmed, bro. We don't know what the hell's going on. We just get like bamboozled and just dump trucked, and we're like, damn.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling something. I don't know if I'm getting ready to murder you and your children, or am I getting ready to go hug this tree?
Very, very two different things there: murder and then just hugging nature.
I don't know if I'm getting ready to take a depression nap. I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go slap like 3 people. Or am I getting ready to cry? Or am I getting ready to burrito and just run away from the world? Am I just going to shut down? But there's an emotional overstimulation, what he felt, and then erupted. Shit, that happens to me all the time. So that's pretty cool to see. I feel like the same way you talk about Jordan is the same way I talk about Mike Tyson whenever I see him cry. Because seeing him cry is like just devastating, and he cries all the time. He got a lot of just tons and tons of trauma.
Yeah, I would say the main difference is like you're not going to get that out of Jordan.
No,
like, a lot.
You're going to get the same competitive spirit and wanting to dominate because of Mike's got some other things. Probably neurodivergent. There's definitely learning disabilities, bipolar disorder. There's a lot of stuff there. But all the trauma and loss is what makes him that violent, murderous individual. I saw him on Fox News the other day, Tyson, and they were like, "Yeah, man, you wanted to kill people." And he's like, "Yep." And then the dude, the anchor's like, "Ha ha ha," and he's just staring at him.
He's like, "Yeah, I literally wanted to murder people in the ring, just so you know."
Yep. And then he just gets into all this trauma stuff why he wanted to dominate people, so you never fuck with him again. Right. I feel like when Jordan talks about this stuff, it's not so people don't mess with him. He wants to win by any means necessary, but it's for a few different reasons compared to Tyson's. And I guess I want to watch this to figure out what it is now.
Yeah. They delve very deep into his competitiveness. I mean, they talk about like his dad, since his dad gave some attention to like his older brother, because he thought his older brother was a lot more a little bit more gifted? I don't know, like gifted, things like that. And so that really pushed him, Michael, into just whatever it is. He's just the first one to go in and out of it. So I think that's a really big part of it, was like his dad. And unfortunately, when his dad passed away, that was a big thing too. A very emotional scene when he wins his next championship, and like his father isn't there to actually celebrate with him and be with him. That was a really big scene. That was the second time I've ever seen him cry, was when he was on the floor with the ball, just crying, bawling his eyes out.
That winning, it like completes him.
It
like validates something inside him, and thus there's just an overwhelming thing of emotions. I would assume he's extremely. I mean, him wanting to win is an emotion. So he is nothing but pure emotion. But it doesn't come out of that tearing and that happiness or joyfulness or that over. It doesn't come out of what we feminize and demean as crying until like he hits the pinnacle.
Right.
Or until he's vulnerable enough to like let the mask go down, and then you're like, oh shit. So obviously he's crying. Guarantee he cries on by himself. He must do it all the time, or with his kids. He must.
I would think.
There's no way you have that much emotion on the court and for all these other things, and then you don't have it with your loved ones. There's no way.
True. And plus you mix in, like, they even get into like his whole, how he can't even go outside at all.
No,
can't go outside because everyone recognizes him, and then they want to get autographs and everything. And so
we just talked about this with it's kind of like the Metro Man guy with Mega Man.
Yeah. So isolating oneself, and that that's never so everything, all of his emotions come out on the court, as we see there. And obviously, yes, he does have like probably tons of emotions off the court and things like that, but
Yep.
you can really see that maybe he takes things from a mental side and then puts that into his game.
Correct.
Yep. And then they even talk about how he would make things up in his own mind just to get like more of a competitive side to him.
I've done
I'm
that.
like,
yeah, it's intense.
yeah, he was just talking. They were talking about how he, one players, they thought he said, yeah, like good game, Mike. Like after he scored some points on him. Yeah, never happened. He never said that to him. He never said anything to him. And then he comes back the next game, whoops his ass, make sure he doesn't get any points. And then he scores like the same amount of points he did the whole game in the first half.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Some folks that can play things in their head or visuals and then tap into a ton of emotions.
Right.
A lot of people do that when they get ready to lift. So
yeah.
they'll listen to the music, get pumped up and animated. You know, my traumatized ass, I would dip into some other stuff.
Right.
And I stopped doing that because I think by the time I started doing this job, I realized it was destroying me. So it was like, oh, it took me until I'm like 25 to figure out not to do this.
Right.
I remember when I realized I was doing it, and the first time people thought it was weird, when I was in high school playing football, and I would get fucking amped up. No music, no nothing. I would just literally start rocking, doing my thing, and visualizing all these different things. Next thing you know, I'm just fucking pouring tears. And just heavy breathing and like literally ready to murder someone. My running back goes, bro, you good?
Yeah, I would never fuck with you in the locker room. I wouldn't. I bet no one even went near your ass.
Oh yeah, not now. It was pretty much going on the field.
Oh, okay.
In the locker room, I'd be chilling. It was going on the field, and I would like zone out, dude. I would literally like dissociate, and then I would take in everything and like walk into the end zone. Everyone else is like all with the team and shit. I'd be off by myself for a second because I knew the time was coming to an end.
Right.
Senior year, and then I knew college was coming, but nothing's guaranteed.
Sure.
And so I would like go do my own thing and then come back to the team. But I remember my running back looking at me like, bro, what's wrong? First game of the year. What's wrong with you? I'm like, this is my normal, bro. You don't understand the school I just came from. Dudes are twice my size. I'm 6'2", like 300. Dudes are like 6'6", 350 at my old school, and like all Division I scholarships. 3 or 4 of them went to the pros.
Wow.
Actually, that might have been closer to 4 or 5. So I needed to get amped up because I was a little guy at this school. And so I would tap into some stuff. My dad would give me some stuff to tap into, and I would literally, I want to use a different word, but I would go insane.
Okay.
I don't want to use the other word. So I would go insane. I used to do that when my lifts, when I would go to max out. You go to like these, damn, these they saying this or they saying that or they hate you, they dislike you. People thought you'd be nothing. They think you're an idiot. They think you're dumb. And then I would tap into that. All these people that said negative things or treated me very poorly in the past, teachers, family members, different things like that, friends, bullying. And then boom, next thing you know, my heart would be racing and then I would just pump this weight.
Right.
I don't do that anymore because it's just traumatic. Now I usually tap into like good things, happy things.
Right.
I relax. Now if I get too pumped up, I'll just start tearing stuff. My pec tear, my back will mess up. Like if I go uncontrolled in my lifts, everything goes to shit. Yeah. So I teach most of my athletes that I work with now where emotion like Jordan just tapped into. I want to tap into that, but I want you to be in control of everything. And so we're going to tap into some good stuff, breathe. We're going to play a little bit calmer music. So this heavy metal shit or heavy gangster rap where you're shooting and murdering motherfuckers. Like, let's get you to chill a little bit, work on your breathing. That way we can focus, get shit done.
Right. Yeah.
My boys are like, oh shit, this actually works. I was like, yeah, no shit, jackass. And now I don't have to worry about you strapping like 500 pounds to your back and blowing your leg out.
Yeah. That's the thing when I played football was like, I couldn't do any of that because I wasn't as strong as a lot of dudes. So I would have to just be more focused on my Like I would always focus on like what techniques I'm going to use if I'm in like a one-on-one situation.
Yep.
Or if I mean, that was the main thing, is like keeping my focus, because if I tap into too much of like the emotional side, then I'm just going to just be angry and then just want to hit somebody instead of actually
Paying
doing the
attention.
thing I'm supposed, like doing my job, what I'm supposed
Yep.
to be doing.
Yep.
So I feel you on that. Yeah, I met a lot of people who would tap more into like the anger side and would just zone out. And it worked for them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Works for a lot of people.
in my case, it just didn't work because I wasn't as strong as some other people. I was tall and I had quick feet. So there you go.
Yep.
There's that.
Which can get you a lot of different places.
Yeah. It
But
does.
you also got to make
totally
sure your
does.
head's in the game, focus on your technique and what the play is. Because if you're not focused on the
Oh, yeah.
play, now
Oh,
you're going
yeah.
to jump off sides, right? Now you're going to whiff a tackle or a block.
Yeah,
You're going to be too amped up and you're going to shoot the three over the backboard, right? I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
you're going to kick the ball way, way, way. You know, you're going to knuckle puck someone in the balls, whatever.
Knuckle puck.
You
Term of
need
the
to be,
month, knuckle puck.
oh, you need to be focused. I would cool off after like the first series. I would cool off
Right.
and then I would be back grounded. Now
Yeah.
my mind would go in like Terminator mode and like figure out where I need to be to beat all these skinny dudes to the spot.
Mhm.
And then our senior year though was so bad that we'd be getting blown the hell out at this new school I went to. That's where I met Colin. So I would just literally be hitting people after the whistle,
Jesus
like
Christ.
going at people's knees. It was super bad. I got the most penalties, like 15-yard penalties, personal fouls, like in the league that year. I met people
Congrats.
years later that knew me.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, man. They didn't know me. They're like, man, piece of shit hit me in the back when I wasn't even nowhere near the play. I'm like, yeah, was it a big dude? They're like, yeah. I'm like, I'm the only big dude on the team. That was me. I was
At least
like,
you
you
owned up
good?
to it, right?
How I owned up to it. I'm like, you good, bro? And him and his friends are sitting there looking at me. I'm like, you can try it if you want to.
I mean, hey, if you want to fight, we can fight.
Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
I like getting my ass whipped now. It's a trauma thing. So sorry.
Jesus.
Back to the scene.
Yes.
I just wanted to show that he had obviously a ton of emotions. I'm sure that plays out with his family, loved ones, friends.
Mhm.
There's some neurodivergent stuff on how we get overstimulated.
Right.
Beforehand, you told me in previous conversations about sacrifices,
Mhm.
and then he talks about winning. If you don't want to win, then get the fuck out of here. Well, like, I want
Yeah.
you to win just as much as me. Oh, here it is.
Mhm.
Verbal processing. I say this all the time to my clients. I'm never going to tell you to do shit that I don't do. I'm not going to tell you to go fucking jog a mile. And my fat ass isn't jogging a mile.
Right.
Now, if I tell you to do yoga, it's because I do yoga. If I tell you to do the deep breathing, or maybe I tell you to make some friends, put yourself out there, go to the gym, shoot around. If I tell you to do certain things, that's because I do them and I trust them. So thus, I feel comfortable navigating you towards that path. I'm never going to tell you something I'm not. I'm not a hypocrite.
Mhm.
A lot of therapists, they don't be doing the shit they be talking about, bro. They
Fair.
don't. They don't. Some of them do. A good majority of them don't, bro. We're so bad at therapists at self-care. We're so bad at just like taking care of ourselves, just in general, mentally, physically, emotionally, because we get tired at the job. We go home, pretty much overeat and die. It's just a constant state of just trauma. So people are like, Nas, why are you so good at your stuff? Well, that's because I legit forced myself to do it.
Yeah.
I'm also lucky enough to like, I've got my father and brother here with me, right? Financially, I'm set. I've got a lot of things that help me out regularly.
Right.
A lot of people don't have that. Where like they're in college or when they're first starting their career, they're just by themselves. Really hard. I practice what I preach. I think students enjoy that because they see the passion. I'm like, this shit works.
Mhm.
They're like, nah, I don't. I'm like, motherfucker, let's do it right now in the office.
Let's do it.
I made you look. Sorry. Fuck. Headphones. Technically, that
Idiot.
does not count. Not any fucking echoes anymore in this pods.
Yeah. Trying not to.
We gotta seem professional and shit now. The quality.
Not what we say.
Gotta do this again now to remember to cut it from here. All right.
All right. Hey, you know what? I want to talk about music.
Okay, let's do it.
I just love the music throughout the documentary. So great. In the scene, it was nice too. It was kind of nice build up. But then, through the whole series, they have all these classic kind of throwback songs. LL Cool J. I want to say they have not no, they might have Naughty by Nature, can't remember. But yeah, I just love their music throughout this whole thing. It gets you pumped up and makes me want to actually just kind of go out and play basketball myself. And kind of going along with that, I have like my own playlist, so I don't really do streaming services. I don't like streaming music.
Yeah, I noticed that. You just put them on your iPod.
Yes, I have an iPod Touch, which to anybody right now, they're like, what the fuck? Why?
Fucking weirdo.
Why?
Serial
What
killer. That's what I thought.
Hey, you know what? One day there's going to be an apocalypse and I'm going to be like Book of Eli. I'm just going to have my iPod roaming around the desert. That's right.
Yep.
But yeah, I have my own playlist. I do. So usually what I do, it's all my like, if I'm working out, playing basketball, I do like a hype playlist where it's just everything that's going to get my heart rate up and get me kind of excited to do a workout or anything like that. What most people do. But right now, what I usually listen to a lot, like I listen to, if I'm really into a song, I listen to it like on repeat a lot.
Yeah. What do you got going right now?
So I'm listening to I Like You by Post Malone with Doja Cat.
Okay.
Heard it. That one. That's a good one. I would also listen to this one song called Secret of Life by James Taylor. It's just like a slow song. I love it was actually in Orville.
Okay.
The one redheaded dude plays it for the last episode of the season.
All right.
I love that one. And when I'm working, I just like to vibe out. I don't like to do too much hype, too much like hip hop or anything like that. Depends on what song it is. Mainly because I'm sitting there and I'm not moving at all. I don't like just doing all that. But
it's not the time for it.
Yeah. Soon as here. What music do you listen to when you work out or when you're getting your heart rate out?
So before I forget, for those, because Spencer's talked about Orville, so we got a couple pods out there we already did on Orville. If y'all want to go back and check those out, wonderful pods. One of them's gonna be on Borders and protecting his daughter. His daughter that's technically was forced to be trans, were born female, and then they messed some stuff up because they don't believe in that. Then turned them into male, and then they went back to female. Wonderful scene from there. And then we did another scene on something else from I think it's when he committed suicide.
Yeah, it was when the
robot.
Yep, it was when he committed suicide.
What's that robot's name?
You know what? We're gonna leave this in, but I'm gonna look it up anyways.
Yeah, go ahead. But yeah, so we did one scene where the robot is the very first episode of the last season. He kills himself because of the atrocities. Isaac.
Yes.
I was one of my favorite ones there because that was an intense scene. That was an intense episode.
It was the first episode of the season.
First episode of the season came in hot and heavy. 2 episodes later, it's all about trans. It was a lot of stuff in the Orville this year. So I think it's kind of cool that you're listening to one of the songs because that dude sang some really good songs at the end there.
Yeah, I will say with that song, I played it for my mom while we were in the car, and she was like, why are you playing this song? Because apparently a few of her classmates who've passed away, her son or her sons play James Taylor like every year to like commemorate her. And so she was like, why are you playing this song? And she's like holding back tears.
Yeah,
and shit.
I'm sure
It's a very sad melodic song too.
I'm telling you,
I'm
man.
just like, yeah.
The songs will get you. I told Dom about that one and a couple pods back about that Mama Hold My Hand. That one will get you, bro. And for you is, you know, close to your mom, that don't wander on that one late at night when no one's around, Spencer. No one's around.
Yeah.
It'll hit you in some weird places. Just like when I stumbled upon, I was like, why? Dude, this song they just caught my attention the other day. Macklemore. It's called Maniac. It just came out probably a couple months ago, and literally just the way he sings all of it in the chorus, it is just so fun. And it's about him like being in love and this and that and like dating. That Maniac song I played on repeat in the gym like a million times. Just like kind of cool, kind of soothing. His voice and the other folks, the chorus in the background, it's just really soothing. One of my go-to for most of my workouts is Hosier. It's called Movement.
Okay.
That is extremely good. I usually play that to just kind of get me focused and zoned in. At this point in time, it's like behavior modification. When I play that song, I now start to relax and I start to zone out. That song will help me shift into a different gear from work or from whatever the hell's going on. Helps me shift gears. Then I can play some other stuff. So those are some of my favorite go-to ones. Then it is what it is. I'll just put it on random on my phone, let it go. I use Spotify. I use the free version. But then when I'm going on like long road trips, like we're getting ready to go to Minnesota, I'll probably buy it for 3 months. And then, because they got like a $10 for 3 months thing. Spotify, I'm tagging you in this shit. Yes.
Give us money.
Yes. I'm going to say that you're a paid promoter of this. See what happens. They'll probably sue us. But yeah, that's usually it. Those two songs right now, and then I deviate to a bunch of other crazy stuff. I like to be more chilled in my workouts. I can put some rap on for a minute, and then I start to get too tired of it, and then I start to get like overwhelmed from my ears. At the end of the workout, I take my headphones out anyways, because now my ears are just bothering me.
That's fair.
Yeah. When I'm doing yoga at the end of the workout, I'm usually just listening to like ESPN or a game, and then I'm just doing my stretches.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask this question. What if you could pick a song, like say you met the one, you met the love of your life.
I met the one with that
only
thing.
What would be the song that you think y'all would play on your wedding day? What would be the one song?
Oh, I thought you was gonna say when we bumping uglies.
You know what? Surprisingly, no. I didn't ask that.
I thought you was asking from a Whoopi song.
Hey, what kind of songs you be throwing that back to?
In the sexual healings.
That's it. Marvin Gaye, sexual healings. That's it.
Yep. I have no wedding song. I don't know. It'd probably be some like hillbilly backcountry stuff with one of them weird banjos.
See, he got himself a white woman.
Oh, damn, you're right. I didn't even think about that. I ain't got no teeth. I have no idea.
See, I'm trying to play International Players Anthem because in the beginning, Andre 3000 does his verse and he's getting married. And then throughout the song, it's just them talking about how, like, don't let that girl hurt you. Be a player.
Oh my God. And that's what we'll all come out and dance to.
It's a good song too. UGK.
Okay.
Song.
Well, now I know. To make sure that the DJ plays that is the theme song for the event.
Yep. I'm probably gonna get the Sunshine version for the white people in the crowd.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't think about the marriage videos and all that stuff. I have no idea.
I ain't trying to do all that shit. That's a whole other fucking thing.
Songs, because they play the songs and everyone goes out and dances, right? And so they'll be like, this is the song for you and your mom. And then you dance with your mom, then you dance with your partner.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, maybe we'll come back to that question.
We'll come back to that. Yeah. I mean, first I gotta
find the one.
I gotta get in a relationship first, and then I have to,
that would usually help. Yeah.
that would help. And then I just gotta make sure that I get them to the wedding. Yeah. So we talking dead or alive? No, that's a question for a different time.
Jesus. I bet you already have the straight jacket picked out. I want the bedazzled one.
It's just a wooden sarcophagus.
All right. Anything else from you, Naz? Nope.
Our
Okay.
souls
Let's
will
move
be
on.
intertwined in hell. Yeah,
We're
okay.
done here.
We're done. I don't know. I'll think about it. Let's wrap it up.
I don't know how it turned to that, but I do know how because we're just fucking weirdos.
Yep.
Why do people listen to us, Naz? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, you sound pretty, and I've got the brains. So there it is.
Do you though? Do you?
Yep.
But then you say things like that, and I'm just like,
there's a couple that agree with me.
And with that, thanks for watching, everybody. We really appreciate it. Remember to hit those buttons down below.
Test the buttons. Touch them.
You're about to rub your chest. I know you were. I saw.
I almost did, but I refrained.
God. All right, y'all. This has been the Different Spectrums podcast. I'm Spencer. That's Nazir. Goodbye.
Add Different Spectrums on all the things, platforms, tutorials, websites, yes. Different Spectrums at podcastspectrums.com.
And the fucking video. Jesus Christ.